What do you want me to say? What is there to say? Now, before we start losing our brains and be like, oh my God, it's not as bad as it looks. However, the market now needs to start doing something. And that something is pricing in the idea, quote, traders no longer fully price in rate cut before December. Traders no longer fully price in rate cut before December. We're going to touch up on a specific X post. I'm just going to say Twitter. All right? I'm bored of saying X because I'm only going to repeat and say Twitter. All right? But this Twitter account has touched up on the fact that the labor market is dog. And that what's going on right now, surprise, surprise, mother, is just to hype up the chances that Biden economics are smashing it. Because if everything's doing great, you're only going to keep my guy in power still. And then that's when the market will really take a turn for the worst. In tonight's live, I'm going to break down a few levels of Bitcoin. Well. Bitcoin. Did anyone go short? Did anyone that was in longs pay themselves? Do you take some partials off the table? Or is now discount time? Well, what I'm going to do in tonight's live is I'm just going to break it all down for you, touch upon a few levels that I think are going to be very monumental for Bitcoin. And of course, stock market down, Bitcoin is down. And if you look at NVIDIA, that thing's doing perfectly fine. If you are new to tonight's live stream, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Tino. Let's have a conversation. Plus, I'm going to talk about I did trade today. But I traded for a very short period of time. Because I just loved what I was witnessing. I was like, yeah, S&P, you really going down, yeah? The sell button clearly works. Platinum members, I believe you've made a ton of money. Okay, I believe that's the case because the Discord has been blowing up with everyone just making change. So congratulations, all of you guys. Let's get with the program. Here we go. You know what? This is always going to be the case. Sometimes, I did say it was a trap. I was very suspicious about it. I said, I just don't like it. Huh? Why you told me Bitcoin will pump, I was liquidated, thanks. Bro, yeah, it did pump. And then it dumped. We had that covered all day. Let's just go into it. Look, I said to the guys today, Bitcoin will pump and Bitcoin will dump. There's your projection right there. What comes up must come down. 72K sweep. Yippee-ki-yay to the downside. We wanted to see what? All that, the move to the downside. 70,000 we wanted to see, and we got a beautiful 68,379. And look, man, sorry, but this is the name of trading, bro. This is what trading does. If you don't pay yourself, then you don't pay yourself. And there's your green vector candle recovery. And that is healthy for us right now. But before we get into Bitcoin price action, let's just go over and have a look at what's going on. Treasury yield surge. What have I said to you all? I've said simply, focus on the yields and then go look at your assets, and you'll understand that when the yields are shooting up, that means investors are no longer seeking risk. The news comes out, it shoots up, and you had that chance. Once the news came out, you may have been able to exploit the volatility in the first instance, okay? So just look at this. Go to the S&P. Now, if we just look at the news announcements itself, what they had done was they had manipulated the range, marked it lower, then came all the way back up to only reverse in the New York session. I was running shorts on this candlestick right here, on the red vector candle, okay? And I'll show you quickly before we get into the price action. So, you can't see it. Wait there. Let me just open this up here. So, I went short at... it was 5 minutes past 7. Okay. No, I did the trade. Yeah. So it's 5. So just let's round it off. So 7 minutes past 7. Okay. And then I closed off the trade at 7:15. Okay. And I repeated that trade across, how many accounts did I trade today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just bring it here so you can see it. So 8 accounts we scalped. I did a bit of size on this one, and we came out with collectively 5,008. Let me just work that out. I don't even know how much I've made. What we got here? 559, 311, 484, 609, 1272, 859, 834, 996. Yeah, I was right. 5,000. Oh, it's actually $5,924 today. 7 minutes. That's what we got from this move. And this move was here. So on this vector candle right here, I saw the stopping volume candle, okay? So just bring that back to the price. It was 5,365. So I was short from this range right here, 5,365, and we took it all the way down towards 5,356. So 3565, and then we went down to 3566. Yeah, 5,356. And then we closed off, and I expected them to make a little bit of a recovery back up, but I didn't bother trading that story, okay? But that was my volatility. My window of trading happened, 7 minutes past. 7 minutes, so it's in this range here. Yeah, so from this point here all the way down to 5.6, okay? And that's exactly what I did. So what the hell, man? That was in New York. It was there. What the hell? 5,365 at 7:15. So UK time. It was, oh my days, I've got the times wrong. That's why. I'm running London right now. That was the US time. So 7:15, there she is. So I was right. Right there. I was correct. 7:15. Okay? I had my New York times on there. So that was my entry and that was my exit. Happy days. A quick play. Why did I take the trade? Look left. Okay? We'd already recovered into the vector candle, and they tapped the structure, reversed back up, okay? And then they continued down, but I'm looking left. Look at where that green vector candle was, right there. They came down into that, and I said, right, in order for me to believe that they can go down low, I need to look at the nearest structure where there's going to be a reaction. There was the reaction right there. That is where my exit was. Now, I could have taken a long and traded back into the vector candle. Didn't want to do that because it was Friday. But look at what the reaction had led to. Look left, you've got that reaction point. They had then made the reversal. And at the time, whoa, the depth of market. What are you doing, bro? The depth of market at the time was within this range. Okay, where was it? It was up here, yeah? 5,365. And look at where the point of control was. So I effectively traded towards the point of control on the short. They had invalidated the short, but you got to take into consideration the actual point of control was up here, but then they actually added more contracts down below here when they came down to only come back up, and then they ended up finishing lower for the day. So it was a tricky time to be trading it. It was the last bout of volatility. London closed over here, and then price had marked itself down to only make the reversal and then trickle all the way back down again, okay? So that was my trading for the day. I'm happy with that. Quick flip, scalped on the accounts, quick, fast in, fast out. All right, 7 minutes, but fast in, fast out, nearly 6K. I'm happy with that. I don't need to sit and swing trades all day. I don't need to wait for big moves, but that's my personality. That's my style of trading. Now we go over to BTC. What's the concerning point is the fact that Bitcoin recovered the vectors, the fact that the stock market has now come to understand that this US payrolls and wage growth pushes back bets for a Fed cut. But what's important is this post. Check this out. The Kebesi, I can't even say it properly, the Kebesi letter, okay, an industry-leading commentary on the global capital markets. Check what this guy has to say. All of the headlines say that the US economy added 272,000 jobs in May. Can we all concur with that? Of course we can. Look at that. Look at that stellar performance right there by the jobs market. Unemployment rate is higher. Wage growth is, our average hourly earnings is going up. Unemployment claims is high, and there's no jobs available in the JOLTS job openings, and ADP non-farm employment change shows a contraction, but the economy is doing great with the ISM going up. Okay, then. However, when you dig deeper into the data, you can see that full-time employment actually fell by minus 625,000. Meanwhile, part-time employment rose by 286,000, along with the unemployment rate to 4%. This is the biggest drop in full-time employment since December 2023. It is also the first month with 4% unemployment since February. How is this a strong labor market? Has the guy got a case? Has the guy got a case? So what on earth are we using? Why is this relevant? Because the true figures are here. It doesn't make sense, does it now? How's this a strong labor market? Look at it. Doesn't make sense. So then we could go on to the idea that this is all because they want to try and keep the Biden economic story. Okay? It says here, number of part-time workers in the US continues to hit fresh highs. And then meanwhile, the data suggests that we have one of the strongest labor markets in history. Something needs to tell the true story. And then, of course, he comes out with that, you know? So it's a fishy story, ladies and gentlemen. So why is that going to be relevant for Bitcoin? Well, let's just look at what's happened to Bitcoin. Over here, what do we have? I've been warning you guys about this all week. Those bids, they're coming in. The offers, they swept, hit the liquidations, and then they made price go all the way down again. These same guys that have bought are starting to plant positions to try and sell. But they've aggressively come down and swept the liquidity. Now, in line with this, with the stock market now, the world's biggest bond market got hammered. So that means they're taking risk off the table. They're not even going to low risk. They're going into minimal risk. That is, what's minimal risk? Buying dollars. What a story on the dollar today, guys. Like, really? Really? 4.5%. Now, next week is going to be even more interesting because next week, ladies and gentlemen, is the FOMC. And it's going to be very interesting to hear what they have to say. On top of that, you got inflation next week. Hopefully, the inflation data comes down because that is just unbelievable what's happened today. Dollar is up. Bitcoin is down. For the first time in a long time, Bitcoin has actually decided to roll with the narrative of being with the dollar dominance. Let me just change this up and get rid of this because this is taking the mick. Happy days. So, where does that leave us? Well, a few guys have been liquidated. All right, so let's just go over here and have a look. Come on. How are you, chat? What's going on? What is going on? Since when part-time workers are strong citizens? Well, yeah, being a nice day. Don't even know what's happened in the markets today. This is it. Yeah. Well, this is obviously a very slow platform right now. It's just taking forever. It's not my computer for sure. It always does this because everyone's, look, here we go. So, look, we got a few participants stepping in. Lots of people going short. Again, I've shown you the proof of it all. Okay? People going short, and they're not paying themselves. So just be mindful. If you're running shorts on BTC, you've got to have an end game. You got to make sure that if you run a short and you're profitable on your short, take some money, man. But I'm saying that as a scalper. You don't have to listen to what I have to say if you're a swing trader, because if you're running shorts from here with a bigger perspective on Bitcoin to be coming down even more, then would Bitcoin, and you tell me if you think it's true, if we've been following the narrative of the macroeconomics, would it be true to say that Bitcoin is getting ready to actually come down lower? I'm already hearing about people saying it's a crypto market crash. Let's be frank, Bitcoin hasn't gone anywhere, to be honest with you. It's recovered the imbalance, and I said it this week. I want to see Bitcoin come down to finalize the imbalance, and then we're going to know the proof of the move. It's done just that. Now we're going to have a different story when it comes to going into the weekend, because the weekend is going to really give them a chance to manipulate price. Go and have a look at other assets across the board. There you go. Solana comes down, takes a shoe bag, comes all the way back up again. Doesn't fully recover the vectors, but it leaves some behind. Wait, actually, go to the 1 hour time frame. Has it recovered the vectors? Look left. Do we have vector recovery? Yeah, yes, we do. To a degree. To a degree. If you go in like other time frames, you go to the 8 hour time frame. like even higher time frames. Where is it? Where did I see the green? Here we go. So you got the blue vector candle down here. So they finalized that. And then they've got another vector candle down here. So one way you can use the hybrid system, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm looking at it, you'll notice that I've got all these time frames all up here. It's not no magical thing, okay? It's because each time frame is going to present me a vector, right? And when you look at higher time frames, the idea is that the higher the time frame, the more conviction you're going to have about its setup per se. So if you're looking at the higher time frames and you don't see a vector candle, you might look at a candlestick and think, oh, there's nothing really happening there. I'm just going to assume that it's going to go away from it. But then when you go into like the 11-hour time frame, look left and you'll be like, there's a vector candle over here with Solana right there. And there's also a vector candle here, which they've tapped into and moved away from, which means that there's still a little bit more left behind, okay? But when you're going on the other time frames, you might not see this range because it might not present itself as a vector candle. But you now know you've used now the higher time frames to suggest that. Go into a higher time frame. There's the green vector right there. Okay, so we know that that is a strong area of interest. We go to the 13-hour, still a strong area of interest. On the 13-hour time frame, you can see they've recovered the midpoint of that vector. So it all starts to unfold now about the strength of this move to prove that this could be an area that they reverse aggressively back up to and then come back down again to only test the same area, okay? You keep on changing time frames and you're going to see, okay, 14-hour time frame shows that there's no vector here, but we know the 13-hour shows a strong vector candle, but we got a bit of support right here, and we've already invalidated this area right here. Fine. 15-hour chart, what have we got? Still the same green vector candle down there. Flip over, go into the 17-hour chart. What am I getting? I'm still seeing that support zone down there. 18-hour chart. Okay, so that area there is strong. 19-hour chart. Okay, that's solid. 20-hour, solid. 21, solid, even more solid. 22-hour chart, bang. Then we got the daily, solid. So we know that from the effectively the 8-hour, the 10-hour time frame, every hour going up into that, I've missed the 16, whatever. It's a solid vector candle. So we now can understand that this area here could be a strong area of support. That's how I use and why I use so many time frames, because I'm flicking through and I'm thinking, that could be a strong area. But look at the 3-day chart. You don't see nothing like that. You might just think it's just a candlestick that just gets, it's just come back into. But when you investigate it more and more, you then go in and you can see on the monthly, it's nothing. It doesn't look like anything. But now what you can do is you know where the vector candle's appearing on the monthly time frame. You know that inside of this monthly candle, when they were at the lows. So if we just go back to the 20-hour chart, okay, and we mark off here. So if I just do this, let's highlight this candlestick here. Wait a sec, how am I going to do that? I'm just going to do this, right? I'm going to hope that it appears on there. Oh, you can't really see it. Okay, I'm guessing that's it, okay? There, inside that range, right there is where that vector candle resides. So you can then justify and say that maybe could be a point of support. Take the trade. That's how you really want to try and pursue it. All right. Now that's for someone that's swing trading. When I'm scalping, I don't have no interest in where price is when I'm looking for a very, very short window of opportunity. My time is spent on the 1-minute time frame and the 30-second time frame. So we go back into that just to put that logic to the test, okay? Check this out. And it works on Bitcoin, everything, okay? Let's go to the 30-second time frame, because remember, I'm paying minimal to do this on the platform that I use. Okay, so 7:15. This is where I started my trading over here, okay? This is on the 30-second time frame. So what I look for is when I see this big push and I don't get a vector candle recovery like this, okay? And I'm going to say this to you now. When you've had a big push from the highs and they've tapped this structure here, please keep an eye out on it. When you see a breakdown into a vector candle, right? And they try to recover, but they fail from that vector candle over here. Because what did we just say a few moments ago about about the S&P's reversal over here? Yeah? When you're looking at a vector candle in that area, that would suggest that they were starting to mark price up from that point. So you would assume that maybe that you're going to try and see the same behavior there. If you look closely at the time before I took the trade, because look, before I took the trade was at 7:15, okay? So no, 7 minutes past 7, right? So I had to wait. This blue vector candle kind of gave me the clue that they were not done. Why? Because when they came back into it, the weakness was there. There was no interest from that point. So then I'm looking left and saying, where's the next point of interest? Those vectors there, which was that area of interest right there. And then that's the area that they made the reversal from. I was out of the trade by then. Saw the red vector candle, climatic move to the downside, yippee-ki-yay out. Well, 5-6. I got out at this point right here because the violet vector candle that comes into play suggests to me that the move is slowing down. The violet vector at the lows suggests that the move is slowing down. So for the weekend, go back in the chart and find vector candles or violet vector candles that appear at the lowest point after a move to the downside. And then come back to me and tell me what you see or what you notice happening with those vectors afterwards. I'll give you an example. This is going to be on Bitcoin, okay? Here we go. So let's go find now violet vector candles on the 15-minute time frame that appear at the lows of the chart to then suggest that price is slowing down after a move to the downside. So I don't see anything up here, okay? Here we go. We got one right here. Violet vector candle appearing at the lows, but no real move yet. Then you see the climatic candle. Platinum members, you know about the climatic candle, and then the reversal back up. You look at this on a higher time frame, you're witnessing a big red vector candle that's coming into play on this. But the violet vector candle gives you the clue that things are slowing down, okay? Now, where else do we see it? Here we go. Again, after a move to the downside, you see two violet vector candles right here, suggesting that things are starting to slow down. Add confluence to confluence. Nice little W formation. Imbalance over there with the red vector candle. So if you were just literally trading on the logic of price going back into the vector candle, you would be paying attention to price coming back up to test the moving averages and then continuation to sweep that area. Cool. Let's go and find another violet vector candle. Oh, we see it again. Price is coming to the downside. They're not recovering the vector candles. Violet vector, climatic candle, and then bang, green vector candle, little W formation right here, shift out to the upside. Cool. Let's do it again, Tino. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding it. Okay, bro. No violet vectors, no violet vectors. Well, the same principle applies in there. Here we go. So we got this. Look, violet vector candle, climatic candle to the downside, shift out to the upside. But if you saw this red vector candle, your longs would be taken in this area here. You would have to have the courage and the grit, and you would have had to have built enough calluses in your mind, according to David, to take a trade from that point. Because you would have netted yourself a nice little move to the upside. What, if you went long from there, 309, all the way up to there, yeah, 399. It's a quick scalp. Yeah, or not, well, actually, 69, nearly, yeah, 13, yeah, nearly $1,000 move in Bitcoin. Yeah? Go back. Take the practice. Go and do it. And the more you do it, you're just going to end up seeing it happening over and over again. What you've noticed is we're going back in hindsight. I've traded it today. I've shown you that just now on the S&P, okay? But go back in the charts. Do this exercise. Regurgitate it continuously in your mind. Do it. And then you'll see it differently than the next time you see a violet vector candle and you'll be like, yo, is price going down? Okay. So what can I expect? Well, if they're not recovering the vector candles, I'm expecting another flush to the downside at least. But I'm expecting them to come back up at some instance. You've already now programmed in your mind the principle of an imbalance getting balanced. And you can wait for the W formations down here and all that palaver. But it's pointless if you don't take the trade. No point. You can do this practice. Don't get twisted. And you'll be great at practicing. We are always great at practice. But we need to put it to the test. That's the truth of the game. Vectors are based on PVSRA using the volume of the last 10 candles. That is correct. So if you want to learn more about that, what you need to do, first things first, is you go to Traders Reality. If you are completely new, okay, go to the Traders Reality website, go to courses, and click this one here. It says breaking down the hybrid system. It is free. It takes you an hour and 10 minutes to complete. Click that. And when you've clicked that, once you become a bronze member, it's free to become a bronze member because we don't want the website full of spam, okay? You then go into it, and then you come all the way down to your vector candle part. And in the vector candle segment itself, you click that, And then what happens is you go over to the exercise files, and then you've got a beautiful PDF right here. Click that, open that, and then you say, okay, then what do we have? Well, we've got the pink vector candle, which the above average sell volume rising 150% more than the previous 10. But we understand it to be a candlestick that's slowing down. A red vector appearing at the lows after a violet vector candle is a climatic candle. It's the strongest push to the downside to get you to go short. Where's the proof of that? Right here. Where is it? What have you done there, bro? Come on. Come on. I'm in a flow. Let's go. Here we go. Look at these dudes. There. 68,939. Congratulations on running your short from the lowest point. That's like going to an auction and saying, I'd like to sell my painting for the cheapest possible price. I have a Picasso. Please, I want to sell it for as cheaply as possible. Why don't you give it away? Nah, I want to take something, but, let's just make it all cheap. The less I go home with, the happier I am. That's the conversation you've got to have with yourself when you're running a short. All right? That's exactly what you got to say to yourself. Are you walking into the auction hall, okay? Are you going to Sotheby's and saying, here's my Picasso, sir? You got a Picasso? Yes, sir, I do. All right, then. So let's just negotiate the fee. What are you planning on having it listed for? Should we round it for you, make it easy and say 30 million, for example? No. Oh, you're a bit, okay. Well, what price are you looking for? 50, 60? Put it at $1,000, man. The guy's looking at you like, what is this, dude? How did you get the Picasso? Do you even know it's a Picasso? Do you understand how much this is? Don't worry about me, bro. Put it for $1,000, man. I'm happy to sell it for that price. Now, of course, in an auction hall, that will just keep on going. It'll go back to 30 million regardless. But you get the idea. That's what you're doing when you're shorting there. You are going in as the dunce that's selling at that point. Now, you might say to me, hold on a second, Tino. Hold on. Where was your short on the S&P? All right, just nip it in the bud for a split second. Where was your short? Was your short not happening on the way down? Of course it was. But then that means you're saying you're the dude that's going to Picasso. You're trying to sell a Picasso for $1,000. Yeah, I am. But when you think about it, I'm trading in momentum, and I'm in a trade for the less time. By the time you've sorted your margin out on your leverage trade on Bybit, whatever platform you're using, the time it takes for you to open a trade, a market order, and then set your liquidation and your margins and all that, I'm in and I'm out. I'm capitalizing on the continuous momentum, but I know my asset, so I know when to take advantage of it. The example right here is, and it holds true. These guys, you can see they hold on to the trade too long. They've gone in at the wrong point. Now, we don't know if this dude right here is going to be selling, okay? We don't know. He might have a margin or a liquidation point all the way up at 78. We don't know. But just look at the general consensus here, that people are going short at the lowest point. You're selling at a discount. Forget that. You don't want to sell at a discount. You sell at a premium. And you buy at a discount. You go to your local shop, man, and just do it. Ask them, what's on discount today? Oh, we got this thing here for 15 cents. Nah, I want to go and pay $2. See you later, bro. See you later. Off you go. I get you buy cheap, you buy twice, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it does make sense. You just bought this low. Congratulations. You obviously plan on selling your Picasso for 30 million. You don't plan on selling it for a discount. Okay, what time are we on? Okay, cool. What about the violet vectors at the top of the range? What would that mean? It means that the selling is slowing down. So when you see it after price has been moving up slowly from a move down, you'll start seeing violet vector candles appearing. It can suggest that the move is not selling off as aggressively as you would think, okay? So when you see it up here, okay, you can make the assumption that at some point Bitcoin's going to come back to that. And it does. It comes back to it. So the next exercise would be go back in the chart and look at all the violet vector candles that appear at the highs. What's the percentage of them getting recovered and price coming back to them? When you see something like this, because this is on the 1 hour time frame, but then when you go on to the 4 hour time frame, you've got a different story, okay? You've got 2 red vector candles, but it's a huge imbalance. And that's what Bitcoin's been about. Bitcoin has been about the imbalances. You see this imbalance down, they're coming back up to recover that imbalance, okay? We'll know for sure if they're going to come back up, because if they can make 50% of the imbalance, because the same guys that have been buying here are going to want to offer out, because look, the offers are there. The offers are coming back in. They want to sell now. They've been buying down here, now they want to sell. So you'd expect Bitcoin to try and recover back up again, okay? And I did say, you know, sell Bitcoin, buy NVIDIA. And that's why. This thing held beautifully today. Look at that. And it's going back up again. But of course, today is realistically the last day for NVIDIA. Okay? The 10-to-1 split is happening as we speak. Monday, it will be $120. That's sad. Never mind. Anyways. With NVIDIA, with that being said, have you heard about this? Generative AI. Do you understand what that is? It learns off humans' physical behavior. It is just crazy. These guys, they're getting ready to do some big stuff. There was a video that they released, and it shows that the AI itself has now got a world that it can go to and literally like Matrix style. And these bots have a place, virtual place, that they can go and learn human nature. That is scary. That is scary. Anyways. AI, Tino pending, so you don't have to do 2 lives a day. Do you know what? I enjoyed doing 2 lives a day. I don't mind it. Tino, is your 20% violet vector, that is that imbalance? Huh? Fake. This needs 5 years. You know what? Marcus, it could need 5 years. It could. But look at Terrence Howard when he came up with the idea of VR back then. Like, well, they're keeping things stum. They ain't telling us a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, then. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, again, so anyone, if you are new, again, go take the Traders Reality free course. Check that out. And if you want to take part on the Platinum memberships, go to tradersreality.com and you'll get setups on the Platinum membership. You get 20% off, and that discount code is on the top of the chat, and it's in the discount in the description of this video or live, okay? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into the weekend, all right, just to close off, you're going to see a lot. Market crash, crypto crash, but we have to factor in the fact that there is a problem right now in the stock market. We are at significant highs, and we're going into FOMC. I believe that they won't really do too much damage to Bitcoin over the weekend because FOMC is only round the corner. FOMC will prove the move for you guys to get Bitcoin at a silly discount. Like I said, 60K is the new 20K, in my opinion. They break 60K and they don't get back up above it. Well, we've got other problems at hand where, you know, if we're going into the idea of the bonds going to 5%, then 56.50 could be a problem for us. But it's not. Welcome cheaper Bitcoin. Because everyone's going to be like, I ain't buying it now, I ain't buying it now. And they're always going to be, I ain't buying it now, I ain't buying it now. When it gets to a point where it's like cheap enough, I ain't buying it now. And then it goes to 100K. I'm like, I'm a proud owner of Bitcoin. You dunce. I saw that. It's just a video I saw. Okay. But jokes aside, we're pending a breach of the 5 and 13 EMA. So I'd pay attention to tomorrow's candle. Wait for tomorrow's candle to close. you'll have a good idea of what we could end up with going into next week. Frankly, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is going to trade sideways because FOMC is happening. So they won't move until then. All right? Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. It's been a pleasure. I will be speaking to you all on Monday. Take care of yourselves, gang. Like and subscribe, ding-a-ling, and I'll catch up with you soon. Peace.